Men cheat out of boredom and fear of intimacy. Women cheat out of loneliness and lack of intimacy. If everything is provided, no one goes elsewhere. If people cheat, there is something in the relationship that doesn't work. Cheating is never helpful and never helps the relationship. And the only way to heal is to say the truth by its absolution. That's painful and leaves a scar. And in most cases, breakup is better than forgiveness. The effect of affairs is usually solved by prevention instead of understanding. That happens when we allow the conversation to be passed by a judgment. People often see affairs as one-way ticket to hell. In some cases that's true, where in the others it brings long-needed changes. Would you believe that a person who sleeps with you in one bed has an intention to hurt you? There are people with bad intentions who care only about their interests and well-being, like narcissists. But the only reason they do this is because they are so broken that the only thing they care for is to feel better, even if the price is to see you suffer. Even though deep down there they have good intentions, they just don't know how to give, because they don't know how to give to themselves. And that doesn't excuse them, that explains them. And I believe it's better to leave them behind with no apology. I don't recommend anyone to have an affair. But obsessively protecting a relationship invites an affair. Your partner doesn't belong to you. It is like a car rental with an option to renew. Long-lasting longing, fear of vulnerability, intimacy, and full commitment. People subconsciously cheat on purpose because they hope their action will break the relationship. Part of them feels relieved. The feeling is gone. Longing is back. People cheat because they fear sexual vulnerability. So they cheat because it feels different. That difference is dopamine, which covers a lack. Dopamine disappears, longing is back. People cheat because they constantly need validation. So they meet someone who validates them in the first weeks. Once the feeling is gone, longing is back. People cheat because they are unimaginative and they want to try sex in the toilet they have always dreamed about. Toilet sex disappears, longing is back. People cheat because they are lazy and they want another to do the job for two. That brings the aliveness. Affairs give that feeling under excitement. Excitement is not long-lasting and live on a different dimension. Longing is back. Sexual vulnerability, intimacy, imagination, creativity, work, effort, respect, novelty, and commitment create the aliveness. If story shapes the experience, then affair shapes an additional story to the existing one. People don't fear affairs, but how it feels after. Question what if kick in. Doubt it's the beginning of chaos and a brother of fear. The question is, what do you fear more, to lose yourself or the other? Either way, you already lost something. The relationship doesn't include an option, find my smartphone that fixes all. Here comes a matter of accountability, responsibility, respect, vulnerability, and maturity to remain in those values once cheated. You can choose to be a jackass, or you can choose to remind yourself that yesterday you loved a person who today you want to be a jack to. Step out of pain and analyze the situation like sniper's target. Unpack pain, unspoken thoughts, unspoken desires, unfulfilled sexual fantasies, painful childhood trauma, and all erotic plots. We need to come back to the very beginning. Dating times. The one that everyone treats like it's just a beginning. When we hide uncomfortable truth from the beginning, we invite our communication into uncertainty. After that, it only gets worse, till the day of an explosion. Then comes, I would never expect, and the shit show begins. Questions what if transforms into why. It's always 50-50. Why? Because it takes two to tango. Affairs close doors forever or open doors to deeper values. Why deeper? Because they force us to ask questions we feared to ask. If you are not sure about vulnerability, is it better to ask and answer with cortisol or dopamine? Affairs are also happening from a lack of self-knowledge. The world we live in gives us a lot of opportunities. So if we don't choose what we want, the world will choose for us. I said already, evolution forces us to be more rooted to our core. We're gonna keep on trying and trying otherwise. Do you want monogamy? Do you want a triad? Do you want an open relationship? Do you want to be single? Do you want to be married? What do you want? Such an easy yet difficult to answer question. Every decision gives and takes at the same time, and everything showers in ambivalence, so fear is not an option. Fear drags us down, makes us wonder, still our true selves, makes us doing in one position, usually less favorite, and takes us places we don't belong. Many discover erotic desires after an affair. Why not during dating? Once again, because everyone says it is just a beginning, let's take it easy. It is important to take it easy, but it's important to know which parts are easy to take. Even a grandma has to put an effort to peel the nuts. Shit show forces us to essentials and forces us to open the door to each other's hearts. That's hard because throughout many years of a relationship nobody was talking, and now suddenly we have to talk about vulnerable wounds showered in pain. The word is difficult enough. Why make it worse? Do we need pain to understand that this is about an absolute truth and communicative vulnerability? It costs nothing, and most what you fear about lives in your imagination. Speak about traumas that made you feel insecure. Past experiences that made you cry. Shame that made you lose your confidence. Rejection that made you feel like you don't belong. Life is not a movie where we hold each other's hands watching a sunset from a Parisian rooftop. But it can be if we invest what it takes in its production. If long-lasting longing exists, then long-lasting love exists too.